have a verdict in. We finally have a verdict. Day 36 of Karen Read's trial ended today. The trial has ended and it is over. My name is Sydney Rushing. I'm a criminal defense attorney in the state of Michigan. Now let's talk about it. We had a slight panic attack after lunch. Judge Cannoni said that during that time, the jury had knocked on the door and said that they had a verdict. However, before they got everyone to the courthouse, they knocked again and said they didn't have a verdict. So the verdict form was brought in, the sealed form, and she sealed that for the record, and that was that. And then just at about 22 hours of deliberation, we got the verdict. And I'm just gonna cut to the chase and tell you what it is. The jury found Karen Read not guilty of murder in the second degree. They found her not guilty of leaving the scene of a fatal accident. They found her guilty of a lesser included, which was driving under the influence of alcohol. That is it. The case is over. And shockingly enough, Judge Cannoni went to schedule sentencing for a week away. And I was like, man, that's quick. And they sat there and asked, Judge, we're ready to proceed today. Guess what? The Commonwealth suggested that she do 1 year probation and that it be put under this diversion statute. So if she does everything she's supposed to do during this probationary period, this will be off her record. And it is done. It is over. She cannot be retried. She cannot have additional counts brought. This is done. And Karen and her team are clearly so relieved, as are the rest of us, to see that this finally is over. This was an outcome that I did expect could happen, as it is a lesser included, and all they had to show is that she was driving under the influence. And that's obviously what the jury came to. And I know someone's going to say, well, how do they come to a verdict and then not come to a verdict? My thought on it is that they came to a verdict and then someone stepped up and said, I'm not comfortable with this. And that's the person that was probably switching from guilty to not guilty. And the reason being is psychologically, it is very hard if you're sitting there thinking that you're convicting somebody of something and you just don't know if it's right, that they stood up and said, I'm not comfortable with this. I don't think that this is my verdict. I don't think that this is right. There's that. That's just my thoughts on that. But we have a verdict. This case is over. Karen was sentenced. It is done. She can go home and sleep tonight knowing that they cannot come back after her. She is not going to prison for the rest of her life. And it is done. And I just want to give a big thank you to all of you who have come here every day looking for the recaps, who have come here and you've supported me and, shared my stuff and liked it and all that. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful you're here. But here's the question of the day. Where are we going next? What trial's coming up? Let me know in the comments.